If I ever was a billionaire, I wouldn't be a billionaire for more than a day. I would give away most of my money. But I also think that's most people.
It's wild watching everything fall apart in real time while someone just keeps talking like nothing's wrong. And somehow, every word only makes it worse instead of better. That's exactly what's happening here, except this isn't just messy, it's a full-on disaster. Grab some popcorn because this situation didn't just spiral, it completely blew up, and honestly, she's nowhere near hitting rock bottom anytime soon. We're talking about a week so chaotic it flipped everything upside down. One minute she's calling capitalism evil, the next she's getting called out for living a super luxurious, over-the-top lifestyle. Then it gets even worse. People start accusing her of protecting someone toxic, sponsorships start disappearing, and suddenly her own fan base is turning on her hard. And instead of fixing things, every apology just makes everything worse, exposing a pattern people have been noticing for a long time. It all kicked off with a clip that lit the internet on fire. Poe jumped on stream and went on a long rant about how modern society is way too obsessed with money and work, saying we live in this self-centered, capitalistic system that trains people to chase cash instead of real human connection.
Unfortunately, we live in such a self-centered, capitalistic society. And it sucks because it trains us to prioritize work and money above all else, even friendships, even being there for other people.
And yeah, on the surface, what she said doesn't even sound that bad at first, but this is where everything starts falling apart fast. Because while she's giving speeches about how people are too obsessed with money, she's saying all this from inside her multi-million-dollar mansion in LA. The contradiction is impossible to ignore. And let's not forget, this is the same person who, just a few months ago, dropped $12,000 on an engagement ring for herself. Seriously, she even made a whole secondhand embarrassing video about proposing to herself like it was some deep moment.
Girl, just go get one for yourself. So that's what I did. A ring at Bulgari that I just fell in love with. It felt like way too much to get for myself, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, I hope someday I actually get engaged. The person that you are engaged to the most in your entire lifetime is your damn self. So why shouldn't I get this ring for my damn self? So this is me proposing to myself.
But sure, let her keep preaching like she's not part of the exact thing she's calling out. Now we get to the cookie situation, and yeah, that already sounds off, but it gets worse. I'm talking about those overpriced cookies she launched for $28. When people called out the price, she responded with that same tired energy, acting like they were the problem. So the same person now complaining about capitalism was out here calling people broke boys just because they didn't want to spend nearly $30 on cookies. And the wild part? Those cookies were basically repackaged versions of another brand selling the same thing for way cheaper. That's not fighting capitalism, that's feeding right into it. And it doesn't stop there. Someone in her chat called her a moody socialist billionaire, and instead of ignoring it like most creators would, she instantly banned them. 14-day timeout, gone just like that. Then she goes on a full rant right after, acting like she's completely in the right. Like, okay, cool story, but let's be real for a second.
If you think I'm a billionaire, you cookie bean. I'm so sorry. If I ever was a billionaire, I wouldn't be a billionaire for more than a day. I would give away most of my money.
You're already sitting on millions. So what's this idea of waiting until some imaginary billionaire milestone before giving anything back? That doesn't add up at all. She already has more money than most people will ever see in multiple lifetimes, so if she's really about kindness and helping others, why not start right now? And this is exactly what drives people up the wall when it comes to creators like her. It's not about the success or the money. No one's mad at that. It's the constant contradiction of saying one thing and doing the complete opposite every single time. One day, she's posting clips shopping on Rodeo Drive, showing off Gucci, Prada, designer everything like it's nothing, and the next moment, she's on stream acting like materialism is the problem. The hypocrisy is next level, and it shows up clearly during her streams too. She goes live, runs her usual setup, and everything's smooth until about 30 minutes in when the gifted subs suddenly stop coming in. And right on cue, she suddenly remembers she has a meeting and dips out instantly. The timing? Way too perfect.
Guys, I thought my meeting was at 2. It's at 1, which means I'm 8 minutes late. I'm so sorry. Love you guys so much. I've got to depart. Thank God I didn't get into a Valorant game. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
So now we're supposed to believe she magically remembered an important meeting at the exact moment the donations slowed down? Yeah, that's hard to believe. But all of that was just the beginning, because things escalated fast when Captain Puffy stepped in and dropped something major that made the situation way more serious. For anyone out of the loop, Captain Puffy, another creator, recently came forward with a detailed document about her past relationship with her ex. It laid out claims of emotional manipulation, financial issues, and overall toxic behavior during their time together. The details were heavy, specific, and honestly tough to read. Now this is where she gets pulled directly into the situation. Elle is currently living with her, they're roommates, and according to Captain Puffy, she was fully aware of everything going on. Puffy says she reached out, explained the situation in detail, and even showed proof. And the response, basically, "Wow, that's awful. So sorry that happened to you." And that was it. Nothing more. After that, nothing changed. She kept living with him, kept working with him, kept putting him in content like everything was normal. Just business as usual. And this is the same person who's always online saying things like, believe victims and talking about supporting women and standing against abuse. But when the accusations hit someone in her own circle, with evidence, suddenly, it's complete silence. No public response, no real acknowledgement, no effort to address it, just hoping it fades away. Even Ms. Keefe stepped in and called it out during a stream, saying it didn't sit right with him how much he had defended her in the past, only to now see her push messages about believing victims while still living with someone facing serious accusations. And when Ms. Keefe ends up sounding like the reasonable one in the situation, you already know things are messy. This keeps happening again and again. She presents herself as this moral voice, someone who stands for what's right. But the moment it clashes with her personal life or brand, those values disappear instantly. It comes off like pure performance, saying the right things, posting the right hashtags when it's trending, but when it's time to actually stand by those principles, suddenly it's too inconvenient. But what do we know, right? Just broke boys, according to her. Now, her own community is starting to catch on, and the reaction has been brutal. The comments under her recent videos and streams are filled with people calling out the contradictions. That relatable, down-to-earth streamer image isn't working anymore. People are seeing someone who built wealth through the same system she criticizes, lives a super privileged lifestyle, and still turns around to lecture others about focusing too much on money.
And we hate the rich. Anyway. Too much. Aren't you the rich? No!
While many viewers are just trying to get by and pay their bills. Yeah, the gap between what she says and how she lives is massive. It's impossible to ignore, and it's not just her audience noticing anymore. Brands are starting to step back too. Several sponsors have quietly distanced themselves from her content, and that usually signals something bigger is going on behind the scenes. When companies start pulling away, it's rarely random. It means the situation is getting serious. And here's the key point. This isn't about one mistake blowing up. It's the result of a long pattern people are finally starting to connect the dots on. The luxury lifestyle while criticizing capitalism, the overpriced cookies while calling fans broke boys, the public image of standing for good while staying close to controversial situations, and that overly polished, nice persona that slips the moment things don't go her way. So this isn't some sudden downfall, it's more like everything catching up at once. And honestly, a lot of this could have been avoided if she had just been real from the start, instead of trying so hard to appear relatable or morally above everyone else. People don't mind success. They understand it. What they don't like is when someone pretends to be something they're not. Let's be real, viewers can accept a rich creator. They can accept flaws too, but acting humble while flexing wealth or pushing a perfect image while doing the opposite behind the scenes, that's where people completely check out. So where does this leave her now? Financially, she's probably still set. Those millions aren't going anywhere anytime soon. But her reputation, that's taken a massive hit. Credibility is shaky, and claiming any kind of moral high ground again is going to be tough after all this. Now the real question is, what do you think? Is this situation being blown out of proportion, or is the criticism actually deserved? Can she bounce back from this, or is the damage already done? Let me know what you think, and if you want more breakdowns like this, stick around.